Shakura. This is a band who I'm really excited to have a new song. We're going to be getting back to it. It's just come out. And, Shakura are really exciting because of the fact that they can do those just very mass appeal, fun rock songs that take all of the qualities of J-rock and put it into a fun, upbeat package. But at the same time, they can do unexpected and weird things and songs that actually show they've got an ability to push their creative boundaries in slightly interesting directions. So anyway, this new song just come out. I'm really excited to check it out. It's called Natsuo Kakaru Shoujo, which I think is a girl running through summer. So yeah, let's check it out, see what we get from them. Is it going to be another cheerful example of a hit, or is it going to be a song that pushes them in a different direction, or is it going to be something totally disappointing? As always, I will be honest. Let's check this out.
この季節を好きになるには君が隣にいないとダメなの戻ってねえ戻って
School room music videos. Okay. An offbeat funk there. July.
周りは揃って上を見上げる季節に一人うつむく私を君だけは見つけてほしいと思ってたまた夏が来たんだ君と出会う前の私に
Nice funky, almost minimalist build up.
花火も一人じゃ無意味な光だ
August.
別れ話は決まってゆくれねえこの季節を好きになるには君が隣にいないとダメなの戻ってねえ戻って
Oh, I like the backing vocal
私の
there.
名前を呼んでほしいよ二人で見た季節をもう一度やり直そうラジオから流れる8月の歌夏が似合わないままさよなら恋に染まるのは二人が孤独だった証拠当たり前のように今年も隣にいると思って
Loving how second verse now the rhythm's shifting to a little bit more. Oh, that little bass bit. All the layers and the backing vocals. So much layering in that second verse.
この季節を好きになるには君が隣にいないとダメなの戻ってねえ戻って忘れさせないものばかりの
I'm loving this kind of like, here's clips of our summer kind of approach.
何度でもやり直そう簡単に手放してバカだよ本当早く
Oh no, it's not going to be one of those videos that ends in misery. I think it is. The Where Did You Go music video.
戻して今なら逃げないよあの言葉私がいない夏を楽しんでたりしないよね君がいなくなった夏はああ君に会いたいこの季節を
Nice DJ touch.
君が隣にいないとダメなの戻ってねえ戻って君といれる未来を信じてたいの二人で見た季節をもう一度やり直そうラジオから流れる
Rooftop as well, we got all of the stereotypes. I'm loving
夏
it.
が似合わない二人のまま
I really like the layering in this. It both manages to feel like a really kind of engaging pop song. The cocoon, nicely done. Nice. You gotta love that. I also love the. So there's a few things I'm going to address in regards to both the song and the video. But let's be honest, the song is the place we have to start because that was both something that in terms of Shakura's music, that is something that I feel like I should expect, but I do actually feel like this nicely combines some of the things that we already know about the band and takes them to a new place at the same time. I should first of all point out, though, that I just scrolled down and looking through here, this is from their a major debut MIDI album that literally has just come out, so you can go check this out now. They got it on, they got streaming links and everything, so that is really cool. Apologies, actually, I've seen them posting like teaser trailers for this mini album. Yeah, I didn't realize it had just come out, so this, again, this song as a music video is doing exactly what a music video should do, and it's making you, or it's inviting you in and going, check out more of our music. So that's really cool, and hopefully I will be checking out the mini album. Hopefully you do as well. In regards to this song though, so what does this do in regards to combining things? Well, as mentioned, they have shown a bit of a penchant for doing catchy pop rock songs, and on the surface at least, this has that quality of a catchy chorus, you know, sort of a foot tapping rock and roll tempo to it, and you can da-da-da-da-da-da, you want to sing along at karaoke, and it's got that whole kind of vibe at the surface layer of analysis. But then underneath, this is a song that has more of the intricate, delicate quality that we've heard in some of the other slightly less pop focused songs. I was quite intrigued by the fact the song starts off with a vibe that almost reminded me, dare I say it, of Seventh Vega, with the way that it kicks off with a sort of a quick guitar run, almost like a jazzy pop to how the rhythm is bouncing along with nice little gaps in it, just, you know, accenting the rhythm by having those little spaces in it. Let's just have a little listen to that again. Even there with a kick, you know, just the sort of little gaps in between are what make this first verse so interesting. But it was interesting as well, if you listen to that guitar, so you've got the lead guitar doing the rather kind of sporadic sounding but fun guitar riff, but then the guitar on the other side is doing a very structured kind of da-da, strum, stop, strum, stop. It's kind of giving it a much more simple rhythm in this first verse. So this first verse is kind of built on a interesting but simple structure, and it's just about hearing these nice layers bouncing off each other. Then we get that really cool chorus which comes in, but then when we get to the second verse, I really like how as with most good Japanese bands, they take what we heard in the first verse and they flip it up. You know, they slightly remove that predictable structure from it. There's the bass going high. Backing vocals come in. Funny thing is that, as mentioned, this is not unheard of. This is something that Japanese bands do, and yet it's a quality which is so interesting, and it does require thought and effort and a certain degree of just having a natural ear for music to do that, because you've built up an interesting structure in the first verse, and in the second verse, that's where often a band as musicians will be able to say, well, I kind of want to add this. I feel like doing this high up bass bit, and a little bit of just playing by ear and improvising is how you start to create these interesting bits that we get in the second verse here. So I really like that. The song has a nice punchy chorus, and then we go around to kind of, it's almost a bridge, but it's not quite a bridge. It's a nice little breakdown you get here. And key change. So the song itself structurally is very, very simple in that pop rock way, and yet the details and the nice little nuances are enough that when you come back to this is a song that I think you could listen to over and over and over again and not get tired of it, because it has these beautiful little details in there, because it's a song that is so nicely cared for, if that makes sense. I've often actually described it's very difficult to analyze a lot of the things that make Japanese music so special. But one of the things that I've often described is the fact that Japanese music just sounds cared for. It sounds like the artist has lovingly created it, worked hard on it, and made sure that every little detail is where it needs to be. And that's what I feel when I hear a song like this. I feel like this is a song where it's a very simple pop rock song, but you can hear the love and effort that's been put into crafting a detailed and well-structured song. And for me, that just gives it an extra quality as well. Yes, it is great for longevity because those details, those nuances, that nice natural feeling makes the song easier to listen to on repeat play. But it's also just the idea that you feel like the artist is presenting something they want you to enjoy, that they've put effort into. It's not just, here's a catchy chorus, let's throw it out at you and you'll get it stuck in your head. So for me, this was beautiful. The emotional aspect as well was nicely conveyed. It's a fairly simple concept, but the video does convey it, as I mentioned, through what might be the stereotypical setup. Here's a school. Here's a couple of people in the school. How many times have we seen the classroom scene where there's two people who are interacting, awkward relationship? You know, it's not a full classroom. It's just focused on them. But I really like this. I like the way it cut through the multiple scenes. I like the way that we got them doing various activities and seeing it repeated. Really liked how that... And it was nice as well because you got like the band popping in and they're in a classroom as well. And these things all happening. I will say there is this tendency. So you might know that the old stereotype in movies is what they call the Hollywood ending. Whereas like whatever happens, you know it's all going to end with a happy ending, and it kind of takes away a little bit of the tension. And so people often say it's really interesting when you get a movie that doesn't do that. It's like, oh, they didn't do the happy ending. Oh, they went for a sad ending on this movie. Oh, that's interesting. That's testing the audience. I almost feel like whenever I see a music video set up like this, where it starts with two people, it doesn't even have to be a boy and a girl. It could be like two women who are friends, two girls who are friends. Anything where it starts off with a classroom and there's two people in it interacting, I expect the opposite. I expect it's going to be something about how... people start off as friends, but the cruelty of social relationships breaks them apart, and how life will never allow you to keep your friends or your loved ones, or people will betray you. That seems to be the real stereotype of Japanese school classroom music videos. So every time a music video starts off with that, I'm not going to lie, I see that and I'm like, oh god, I'm going to end up being depressed, aren't I? And so when we got to this scene at the end, I thought this was rather interesting because you're seeing here a development, and it doesn't really indicate which way this is going. It could be right to left, it could be left to right, and yes, I know a lot of people are going to reference the difference in the directions that you read Japanese books, but, you know, it doesn't strongly imply that I notice which direction we're going in, but I just... You know, there is that little bit of this, the lyrics kind of point towards... I don't know, you know, she starts to look more and more sad towards the end, and then she is alone in this scene, and I'm like, is this a sad ending? I hope this isn't a sad ending, because this was actually, I'll be honest, this was a very charming video. I loved the interactions between these two. I thought it was really sweet. I thought the two actors did a fantastic job as well. Conveyed a lot through a lot of subtlety. The director did a fantastic job of keeping things moving as the song picked up towards the end and we started to build towards the crescendo. I liked how the director upped the tempo, kept things moving faster and faster. I thought it was really sweet, and call me simple, but I've seen so many music videos. Here's a classroom, here's two people. By the end, they'll realise the fragility of human relationships and the misery that comes from trying to interact with your peers on a social level. Scarred. I didn't go to school in Japan, but I feel like, God, what happens? But in all honesty, beautifully conveyed. I am going to numb my brain and assume that everything was okay, and afterwards they actually meet up and they've left school and they've become good friends and everything's okay afterwards, because I don't want another miserable music video about... This was really well directed, really well acted, and it really worked with the song. Just can't take another one. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Tell me, do you know a classroom music video where the two people end up happy at the end? I think probably the one that kicked this all off for me was Hero by Silent Siren. I remember that back in the day. My God, that one was melodramatic. But Anyway, guys, let me know. Do you know a happy ending classroom music video? Do you, what did you think of this song as well? Obviously, that's what we're really here to talk about. And how's your feelings on Shakira as a general? I think this is great. I'm really enjoying this kind of punchy, sort of light rock vibe that we're getting from a lot of bands these days. You know, bands like Shakira, bands like Seventh Vega, Brandy Senki. I think there's this nice little movements of bands in that area where it's really interesting what they're doing. I did say that if you go back like 4 or 5 years, there was this propensity towards bands in this area, I would say, of the pop rock sound, who were just strum, and that got a bit boring for me. There was a lot of these strummy bands. I felt like a lot of them wanted to be Asian Kung Fu Generation. And they were good, it's just like their songs kind of got a little bit tiresome for me. I hear bands like, as I mentioned, Seventh Vega, Brandy Senki, and Shakira, and I think, okay, this is nice. These bands are kind of in that same emotional space, and even that same timbre. But it just feels like bands now are getting more and more interesting, more nuanced, and, as always, Japan leading the way. Just not in classroom relationships. Anyway, let me know what you think. Get in the comments, and until I hopefully see you very soon for the next one of these. For now, ciao.